Hello and welcome to another video from One Life Investments. This is me, your host Broswell, and in today's video I'm going to talk about what is a rug pull on Uniswap and how you can sort of try and spot them or avoid them. So let's get started. Before we start, I want to make sure that none of the things mentioned in this video is or should be taken as a financial advice. This is my personal research and this is some information that I wanted to share, and I encourage everyone to do their own research. Do not make any decisions based on the information given out on this video. Alright? So what is a rug pull? A rug pull basically means that a team will sell you the tokens or the coins, and before you can sell them for a profit or a loss or anything like that, they will in one way or another get away with majority of the funds or the liquidity or the money that is in the coin. So basically you will be at a loss. So plain and simple, you buy a coin and the developers find a way to leave you holding the bags of a coin, or find a way to stop you from selling that and actually get the money out of the coin before you can sell it and make a profit. So that's basically a rug pull. So it can happen on any exchange, it can happen on any coins. It's basically a term people use when you get scammed by the developers or the creators of the coin, okay? And the term rug pull has been around in crypto for a very long time. I personally didn't know about that, what it was called, until a project I invested in a couple of years ago. The dev actually sent a photo of a brand new car on a Telegram group. That's how I knew what a term rug pull was, and I did a bit of research, and that was the early days of investing in Uniswap and how to use Uniswap and how to invest in Uniswap. I was very lucky in the initial project that I invested, where I was able to quickly make a lot of gains, and you sort of get hooked in that perspective, and then your emotions get the best part of you, and then you try to find other projects, and one of the projects will rug you, and one or actually more than one project will rug you, and you will lose all of the gains that they've made. And depending on how much you've exposed yourself to these coins, which looks very promising and which looks like it's a real deal, those are the coins that you should be staying away from unless you trust your research, okay? And in this video I'm going to give you 6 things you got to look for before investing in any Uniswap or any new coins that looks like a meme coin or not an actual real project. Before getting any further in the tutorial, please like the video, leave any queries in the comment section, and as I try my best to reply to all of your comments, and please subscribe for more helpful crypto content. The problem these days are that the tokenomics have become very advanced, so unless you have a little development knowledge, it's hard to tell exactly what's happening with the token or the tokenomics, alright? So because there are buybacks, there are token burn, there's liquidity pool top up, everything triggered by a single transaction. So for example, Moonlight Protocol does this as well, but they're doing it for a good cause, or it's a real project. So when SafeMoon came out, they had a really interesting tokenomics where it was programmed to basically, as long as the hype is there, as long as more people are buying, the price of the coin would gradually increase, and every day there will be a certain gain. So that's what the tokenomics was, and hundreds and thousands of projects have come along after that which has actually used the same tokenomics, or actually even advanced tokenomics, where there is a burn address, there is an automatic buy address, there's a address that tops up liquidity, there's an address that gives it back to the developers, gives it back to the holders, everything from one cell. So the tokenomics is getting very advanced. Back in the days, it was very easy to look into a contract and see if there's anything shady. But these days, there's a lot of ways you can actually protect yourself, but also it has made it a bit harder to spot these scams. So can you actually spot a rug pull? The exact answer is no. But there's a way you can protect yourself and from aping into this project, which we like to call it, and making sure that you don't overexpose your funds to these meme coins or projects which look like a meme project. And this is just my checklist I sort of go through before getting into projects, especially on Uniswap and anything that's new or trending on DEX tools. Otherwise I just stick to the good projects like TrueBit, VeChain, UDT and all, reserved rights and etc. Check them out in the videos. Check them out in the other videos of this channel. I'll leave a card on the top right corner as well for you to be able to find those projects easily. And let's get started on the 6 things I look for before I get into any new coin and prevent any possible rug pull. The first thing is renowned ownership. So all these tokens that I mentioned in this video today, I've just taken them from DexTools, and I am not encouraging you guys to buy any of these projects, or I'm not an influencer for this project. So this is basically just something I picked up from DexTools and nothing else. I do not want you to go and buy it. There's no way I'm affiliated or related to these coins that I mentioned here today. So what is renowned ownership? So renowned ownership, if you are into this Uniswap tokens and everything, you probably have heard about renowned ownership. So basically what it means is renowned ownership is whenever you create a contract or whenever you create a token, all right, so you have the ownership to manipulate and changes or to take actions from that token or that contract. So renowned ownership is after you deploy the contract, after the token is launched on Uniswap. If it has renowned ownership, then the person who's created the contract creator has no control on what that contract does after that. All right, so what you want to do is, for example, if I go to DexTools.io. If you are buying tokens from Uniswap, you have to use DexTools.io and learn how to use this tool properly, because this will prevent you a lot of headache down the road, alright? So this is a coin called Peps, it's #1 trending. I'll go through that token as well. So what you want to do is you want to find that token. For example, this token here, how I found this token was I searched for it, and you open that and it will give you the chart, it will give you a lot of information as well. But if you look in the left corner, there will be a link to the contract. So you're going to click on that and you'll open this page on Etherscan. Okay, so now this will give you a lot of information. So this will give you the number of holders. Okay, you want to look at the holders as well, you want to look at the transfer as well, but that doesn't mean much. The higher the number of holders, obviously more people know about it, but that doesn't mean anything. Okay, so what you want to do is, once you have the token open, you want to go to contract, all right, and you want to click on read contract. And what you want to see is, you want to see something called owner. All right, so it doesn't have any owner. If the ownership has been renounced, you will see a tab called owner. So I'm guessing that this doesn't have renounced ownership. All right, so but I might be wrong. If there's any developers watching this video, please let me know that if this contract can still have renowned ownership even though it doesn't have any information in the contracts tab. So if I look for Peeps, #1 trending coin, okay, look at the holders. It has 4,000 holders. That's a really good sign. Like I said, again, I'm not suggesting you to go and buy this coin at all. And you go to contract, and as you can see, it has a lot of other tabs. All right, so if you go on owner, okay, what you are looking for is, you are looking for a contract that has either all zeros or it has a dead at the end of the address. So this doesn't mean that ownership is renounced. All right, so what happens is, now this contract address is probably the creator of this token. Now what it can do is it can execute certain tasks or certain on the coin. So for example, it can mint more tokens, it can probably stop you from buying anything, you can probably stop you from selling your coins, it can do a bunch of different stuff. Number two is the liquidity locked? All right, so one of the earliest rug pulls was that the liquidity used to be taken off, and that's how you are left with your bags and you're not allowed to sell, or you're not able to sell. What is liquidity? So liquidity is basically a place or a holder, you can say, of tokens. For example, you have the people coin, so you have Peeps, and you have Ethereum, so you will swap your Ethereum into Peps, right? And when you sell, you would sell your Peeps for Ethereum. So liquidity pool is a pool or a placeholder of Peeps, the token, and Ethereum, or any other pair for that matter. So if you remove that liquidity, or if you remove the whole thing, you cannot. So where are you going to go and sell it? So that's one of the earliest forms of earliest form of rug pulls that I saw initially. So the devs used to add liquidity, and after some time, whenever the coins hyped up and a lot of people have bought into it, he used to remove the liquidities. You are left with holding the tokens, which does not have a way to sell it. So that's the second thing, how to check for liquidity locks. One of the easiest ways is to go to app.unicrypt.network. I'll make sure that I'll leave all the links in the description below as well. So what you want to do is you want to go to I'm just gonna go to the browser. So you want to go to app.unicrypt.network / I'll leave the link in the description. What I want to do is you want to search for the token. As you can see, the Peeps is #1 here, and it's sorted by value. So $6.26 million is actually locked in liquidity. So it means you have 6.26 million worth of tokens where you can trade off of buying, selling both of them. So there's no way the developer can remove this liquidity. So this doesn't mean that you're 100% safe. There are other ways they can rug pull you, which I'll go through a bit later. But this is another step. This is another sign that tells you that this might be a project worth looking into. But like I said, this is not a financial advice. Do your own research. I'm not suggesting you to buy any of these coins. First, let's just say that token wasn't there in number 1, so you want to search for that. Click on this, and you want to click on view the lock page, and you want to see how long the liquidity is locked for as well. So you don't want to go ape into a coin. You buy a coin that has liquidity locked until next week. So that means after the next end of next week, the developer can remove the liquidity. So this is locked. The unlock date is in a year, so next year. So that means 98.9% of liquidity is locked, and it won't be unlocked until end of next year. That's the second thing I look for in a coin before I buy. The third thing I look for is the socials, obviously. So what I do is I look for Twitter, I look for Telegram, I look for the website, I look for any social media channel that the coin has, and I go through and I scan them and I skim them, and I see and I check if any of the good people on Twitter follow them. Any of the people on Twitter following any page, that doesn't mean anything, but you want to look and check their website, check their Twitter, and see how much effort they've actually put in. So if the website is pretty bad and there's no proper logo design, there's no sense of a brand basically, then there's a red flag there. So it doesn't mean that the coin will be a scam. So I've seen projects which had no Twitter, which had no Telegram, which had no website, do a 50x in a month, and that coin is still going up as I make this video. And the Twitter came after, the Telegram came after, the website came after. Sometimes good projects don't want to be pushed out there. So what happens is when you push your coin too much out there, you attract whales, and when whales accumulate too much of the tokens, they have control on that token, on that coin, so they can dump anytime or they can pump your coin anytime. So that's the problem. So what you want to do is you want to check for socials. Usually the socials might be on the Dextool page as well. So if not, what you can do is you can go to Twitter. So for example, you will look for the ticker symbol. The ticker symbol for this is PEEPS. So the ticker symbol for this is PEEPS. So you will search for PEEPS. So on Twitter, you can search for tokens using $. As you know, there's hashtags as well, so you can use your hashtag to search for a trending topic, or you can use $sign to search for certain coins. So what I'll do is you search for PEEPS, just enter, and I like to search from latest, and you want to see how many people are talking about it. You just sort of go through these Twitter handles and see, and this probably will help you make a decision for yourself, and also find their official Twitter handle if possible. If they have a Twitter account, it is a good sign, but creating any social channels is like 5 minutes work, so I wouldn't really be bothered much. So they don't have a Twitter handle yet. They have an official Telegram channel. So I'll go and check out the Telegram. They have 847 members, so it's not a lot. So see, that's so what are we doing is we're looking for a sense of a brand and a sense of how much this project developers have put in this coin. So if they have a really nice website, if they have a really nice white paper, if they have a really nice social and a sense of a brand, so it gives you a bit more confidence. There's no guarantee, there's no rug pull, but it sort of clears out a huge red flag as well. But like I said, it can go both ways, so you have to decide for yourself. Another thing is I look for is how much the holders actually have. So for example, I talked about a whale controlling a coin. So for example, if there's 4,345 holders for the People's Coin. Alright, so as you know, if someone has a really huge bag and they sell, your price will fall. But if there's no one account or one wallet that's holding a lot of tokens, then no one can really move the market. So for example, you'll go open the token from Dextools or anywhere, and then you'll go it's by default it's open in transfer tab. You want to click on holders, and you want to see the percentage of. So as long as no one holds more than 1, 2, 3% or 4%, I suspect that it's safe. So 43% is burn address, so they've actually burned 43% of the token already. That's a good sign. And you want to check for the other addresses, the percentages. The top holder, this is Uniswap V2, that's probably the tokens, and 2.8%. The biggest holder is actually 2.8%, which is actually not a lot, and everyone else doesn't even hold 1%, guys. All right, so that's something you look for. If a coin has a address that holds more than 40%, for example, if I go and look for Super Floki, all right, so look at the holders, only 58 transfers, and if I go and look for holders, burn address has 50%, but as you can see, 31% is on this address. So if I open that and you want to click here, token address, so that will open the wallet. And what I wanted to show you guys is, for example, if you go down, as you can see, this guy has probably provided liquidity in the past. So as you can see, it says liquidity, remove liquidity. So this was a soft rug, or like a real rug pull. So if I open this, as you can see, it's removed this much Floki and this much Ether. That's another thing. So if a token has more than 5 or 10%, you should be cautious before going in. Alright, but sometimes the token addresses the tokenomics might be very complicated, and it might look like a real holder. As long as it says burn address and Uniswap v2 and all that stuff, you're safe to go. But if the token is looks like a user's account and it has more than 10, 20, 30%, then that wallet can sell or dump on you at any time, and the price will fall off. Another thing is if the team is doxed, if you have information about the team, that gives you a lot of confidence, and you can probably go through the history and see if they've created tokens in the past. You can see if they have any development background, or if they have created any tokens, if they had any success with their old tokens and all that stuff. So that's a really good thing. Only some of the tokens have doxed devs, but if they do, that means they are planning to be in this game in the long run, and not just and way to make quick money. All right, so the quick review: 6 things I look for in a project before deciding if it has a potential to rug pull is obviously renowned ownership, liquidity locked, social, top holders, dox dev, and the last thing is, and it actually should be the first thing, is what is the project about. If it's another SafeMoon, just stay away from it. If it's another dog coin which has no use case. But see, some projects will have use cases in the future. A lot of these Dogecoin, so it's basically a cryptocurrency. All right, at this point, it's a different name. So what if they implement or incorporate a use case? So in that case, it might be worthwhile investing in these projects. But if a project that does not have any use case except going up, so if you ask if a token's main motto is to make you money, then that's a major red flag for me, because a project should be solving an issue or should be providing some value to its users, or any user outside of people investing in that coin as well. So that's how a project can be successful. But if the main motto of the project is to make money, then that's a red flag. It's not a bad thing. It's just not for me. All right, so I hope this video helped. If this was super long, I apologize. I'll try to make sure that it's short and sweet in the future. And if you have any issues, or if you have any discussions, and if I got something wrong in this video, please make sure you leave it in the comments below. And if you have any suggestions, please leave in the comments as well, or reach out to me on any social media. And subscribe and hit the bell icon. You have a nice day. Thank you, and stay away from scams.